Hola mujeres. Mage builds are one of the most controversial builds to use according to the Souls community. Rightfully so, I might add. These builds more often than not trivialize every aspect of the game and make it seem like a complete joke. Yeah, so what you see is the final boss. But there's one mage build I always found interesting, the melee mage, which first took my attention in Elden Ring. But these sexy looking spells also exist in Dark Souls 3. Kinda. There's a total of not 5, not 10 and not 20, no. There's a total of 3 bootleg melee spells. Yeah, I know, overwhelming. But you know what they say, limitations lead to infinite creativity. And with these wise words, we dive directly into the run. And with a drink or a snack, you might be having fun. The rules are pretty simple. We're only allowed to use melee spells to deal damage. So no weapons and consumables, except the staff of course. We have to also collect every melee spell there is. The run is only considered over once we have collected every melee spell. Of course, no summons, cheats or glitches, and let the run officially begin. Obviously, we only designed the most beautiful and worthy to wield these mysterious spells. We picked the mage starting class and plunged directly into the run. Hopefully we won't need a miracle to happen. We start out with the weakest melee spell, Farron Flash Sword, which pretty much imitates a normal straight sword's moveset. The damage we deal is actually fine. Gundyr was Gundyr. Ignore my health bar, I certainly didn't almost die to Gundyr. Reaching Firelink, we make our waddly ass speak to the Firekeeper to increase our strength by 1 point. This will be important later. Reaching the High Wall of Lothric, we pick up an Estus Shard and the key to Graveyard Cell, with no particular reason. Let's call it a personal endeavor. So we free him and pick up the blue Tearstone Ring. We unlock the elevator shortcut, get greeted by a teleporting dog, and enter Vord's arena. Vord wasn't really the hardest plate in the workshop. We slap his booty and due to overstimulation he dies. We kindly ask for the flag and get molested by my fantasies. We set up Yoel of Londor for free level ups and make our way through Undead Settlement. Then in shock, I remember that I forgot to do the almighty tree skip. How foolish of me. Anyways, we reach kindly walk past him and effortlessly reach the Road of Sacrifices. As tradition demands, we steal the Grasscrest shield for better sausage legs. In Farron Keep, we use the holy technique of not giving a to collect the Crown of Dusk, which provides a nice spell damage buff. The Heretic Staff has, as far as I'm aware, a better spell buff, which I believe is better, right? The staff is the reason we put 1 fateful point into strength. Emotional. Furthermore, we talk to Orbeck, who sells another third of our possible arsenal, the Farron Greatsword, but we currently lack the souls to buy it. Back in Farron Keep, we push forward and reach the first load of Cinder, the Abyss Watchers. I'm positively surprised of my damage being done. To be honest, I expected to do way less. Guess I'm kinda used to dealing no damage at all. While the Abyss Watchers are straightforward, that doesn't mean I didn't struggle. They are kinda like the Bell Gargoyles in Dark Souls 1. Every time I play Dark Souls 3 I get slapped by the Abyss Watcher for some reason. I even have some kind words towards the Abyss Watchers. Take a listen. Scheiß Boss, ne? Diese 3 Nutten. Oh, ihr seid so hässlich, wisst ihr das? Ja, Mr. Eldring. Arschloch. Der f*** dich. Especially phase 2 always slaps my tiny little butt cheeks. But with enough dedication, even they crumble. Kleiner, dreckiger, elendiges scheiß Arschding. With their souls, we finally buy the Farron Greatsword spell, which, if you've played Elden Ring, may seem pretty familiar. But for now, these two spells are our entire moveset. I take my chances with the Crystal Sage, but as expected, dealing magic damage to a mage isn't working quite well, so guess I'll delay this fight for as long as I can. Inside the catacombs, I try to avoid every single enemy encounter there is. In Burnt Ash Lake, we cheese Big F Snake and just collect large Titanite shards. While running to Volnir, I got chased by a way too excited rat. This fucking rat! The fuck? Still made it somehow. Volnir. You know, I kinda have empathy for him. He always tries his best to scare the player, to be intimidating just for our sake. But when your best efforts aren't enough, there's nothing left. Hashtag respect Volnir. At the bridge to Irithyll, we kill Sullivan's pet, which had a ring storing all his freaky stuff, leading to more strength gained while attacking. But this is as far as we can go without getting the peculiar doll, aka robbing the Deacons of the Deep. To do just that, we sadly need to face the Crystal Sage now. Luckily, it didn't take as long as I feared it would. Only took 4 tries that day. But I guess you know how the saying goes. New day, new luck. The Sage gets f***ed. The only thing of note in the Cathedral of the Deep is Lloyd's Sword Ring, which just gives us a damage buff at full HP. Next are the Dickens of the Deep. In this fight, Soul Greatsword finally gets its deserved fame. Just convert almost all Estus into Ashen Flask to recover MP and just spam their ass with the Sweep of God. Just look at this. You can say it's not satisfying. After a way too close win, we can now finally make our way to Irithyll. In Irithyll, we collect the Magic Clutch Ring, which boosts magic damage but also increases damage taken. A harsh trade-off we need to take. Nothing special really happened on the way to Sullivan, after finally getting the shortcut. We may now face the freaky Pontiff. What I found astounding was my damage dealt to his Phantom. 2 Soul Greatswords and a quick Flash Sword hit and he's gone, which actually makes the second phase infinitely easier. Wanna hear some more kind words? Come on, this could have been a first try! Ah! Yeah, these 2 attempts describe Dark Souls perfectly. First try, you almost first try the boss. On the second try, you just die on the fucking first hit. They're desynced. They're fucking desynced! After defeating the Freak Lord, I remember that we can pick up another stat boosting ring in Pontiff's dungeon. It even stacks with our starting gift charm, which is really bueno. While making my way through Irithyll dungeon, I constantly had a feeling of forgetting something. Because until now the run ran rather smoothly, but reaching the profound capital struck me. Like lightning passing through a goat's brain, I remembered. Yorm the run ender, hardest of all bosses. Despite my inner feeling of dread, I at least wanted to try. But looking at this damage, it seemed impossible. That's why I initially didn't even consider doing the math and just summoned Sigward. I just wrote it off as Yorm doing what Yorm does. But while writing this script in post, I was curious and did the maths, and I came to the following conclusion. The formula is quite simple. We need damage dealt per FP bar times Estus count, which must be greater or equal than Yorm's HP. Yorm has 27,822 HP. Damage dealt per FP bar is exactly 2000 because we deal exactly 50 damage per hit, and one of our FP bar at the time makes room for 40 hits. So 40 times 50 equals 2000. According to Sakamoto 3's Optimal Estus Guide, we can have a total of 13 plus 8 Estus Flasks before fighting Yorm. Now we just take our damage per FP bar, multiply it by 13, and we get 26,000 damage. Which sadly makes beating Yorm impossible, but only without adjustments. To calculate the damage we need to do in order to kill Yorm, we replace bar damage with a placeholder, divide by 13, and get 2217.1 damage per FP bar. So either we do 54 damage per hit, or we would need to have enough FP to hit at least 43 times. So only a few FP level ups and gathering 2 more Estus shards would have set me up to beat Yorm, but at least we know now it's possible. As one wise German would say, hinterher ist man immer schlauer. Afterwards, one is always wiser. Anyways, the next Lord of Cinder is the fanboy Aldrich, which as you can imagine does not really care that much about a magic attack. I'll just let these clips speak for themselves. You also might want to turn the volume down. Ooh, second phase. Oh! Come on, can I not die the second I enter the second fucking phase? The second I enter the second phase. Oh yeah, follow me. Follow my fucking sweet little ass. Because you have nothing better to do. Fucking useless knights. I need to be annoying. I need to shoot fire. The fucking bow. The first phase is just annoying, but the second phase is bow is straight up obnoxious. Pray to Jesus! Hey, how do I dodge this attack? Get it? I just can't attack. Oh. I can't fucking see. Log on! You fucking game! Log on! Fuck this. Fuck this bitch. Ah, I hate fanboys. I'll just touch in. Alright. Okay, it's not that complicated. I knew it! Yeah, no. Ah! Come on! Fuck me. It took more than 4 hours to finally make Aldrich eat ground. I especially adore his 8's phase 2 bow and the fact that he sometimes does nothing but piss small magical orbs. We certainly do not have the healing to just tank those hits. Many times there's literally no free time to attack since he'll just be spamming magic. Love these kind of bosses. I made sure that Aldrich was the last Lord of Cinder we have to fight before Lothric Castle. After 4 hours and with all Lords of Cinder defeated, we get summoned by Granny to take on the Dancer, which finally was a boss we cleared rather quickly. She takes good damage, which essentially makes this fight no different than fighting her regularly. And furthermore, Osiris gets smacked and Gundyr gets stabbed. Melee mages unite and thus they are nabbed. In Lothric Castle, I for once actually defeated this mini-boss. Nice. And we get chased by way too motivated Knight Guards. But with the shortcut unlocked, there's nothing standing in the way of us defeating the Dragon Slayer armor. If I haven't mentioned it earlier, I'll do it again. Attacking with the Ferren Flash sword is equivalent to attacking with a normal straight sword but with magic properties. And when a boss just reacts normal to magic, then it really is equivalent to just attacking with a straight sword. Except sometimes you need to take steroids for attacking. Dragon Slayer armor. A guardian so grand but crumbled to dust under Unkindled's hand. Moving on to the archives, I grab Power Within just in case we may need it, and we also make humble contact with the ground. Lorien and Lothric are as always really straightforward and aren't really a problem. Lothric and Lorien, brothers in flame, champions ashes in the end just the same. In the kiln of the first, the final bell rings, Unkindled rises to challenge all kings. Sword of Cinder awaits, a legend reborn, to end the cycle or face the forlorn. With staff in one hand, the other a shield, the Unkindled demands to yield on this field. So this marks the end for this run, you presume, but there is more, so don't just assume. And with this highly intelligent transition, we move on to the next chapter of this run. There is still one final spell missing to complete our journey, which can only be found by warping in time to the far, far future. In this cruel world, the once believed angels of God turn freaky and just jizz on you without even asking for consent. Not that I'm complaining. The demon princes were completely manageable, but only having 7 Estus Flask doesn't make the fight easy. As always, entropy takes form and the pain princes faint like a saint. In the DLC itself, there's nothing of interest to collect, so we just ran past everything and die, of course, and reach Midir. Until now I never noticed it, but you cannot riposte with a melee spell, which is actually quite a shame. It would be so cool being able to backstab or parry to riposte with magic staff, but you can't always have everything. That would make you spoiled. But it didn't take that many more hits for Midir to fall into the abyss. With Midir in his place, we make haste, with no time to waste, to his place. The damage is completely fine and manageable. I definitely have done harder things. I definitely died a few times, but nothing out of the ordinary. With Midir's soul obtained, we can now finally get the last spell needed to finish this run. To transpose souls into soul weapons, we first need to kill the old tree boss to obtain the transposing kiln, or coal, I'm not sure. Better later than never. Back at Firelink, I make a Let's call it a new discovery. Normally, when you give Ludleth the transposing coal before you beat Sword of Cinder, you will still be able to trade with his ashes as though he's alive, since we need to burn every lot of Cinder ashes to get to Sword of Cinder in the first place. But if you don't do that, like my stupid ass, you won't be able to trade with him ever again if you burn the lot of Cinder ashes and not give him the coal before doing that. Ooh, where did this only come from? Ooh, scary. This must be divine intervention or just a very specific glitch. Ending this video on an anticlimax would be lame, so we end it with Gale. The homie, the man, the chat! I also made sure to use every spell in my arsenal. But Old Moonlight sucks. It's basically the special attack from the Moonlight Greatsword in bad. It works against NPCs but not against bosses very well. You might be asking, but where is Half-Light? I don't know the Starflight you speak of. He's half dead to me. After only a bit of this contempt. Bro! He too struggles to keep pace with my maze of magic. And I thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Consider unsubscribing to not miss any more videos. I definitely won't be blowing up your inbox full with videos, and you can always change your mind later. Also comment a cool run idea if you have any. I might turn it into an actual run if the idea is cool. And see you soon. Bis bald oder es knallt.